Alrighty, hello everybody. What is going on? Phil here, live on the stream. Today is Saturday, August 31st, 2019. It's the last day of August, everybody. Welcome to another full day of gameplay streaming. Today we're going to be continuing on with the horror theme that we had all day long yesterday. Originally this wasn't the plan, but we on the fly adjusted the schedule due to, how things went on yesterday's streams. I definitely think that it's going to turn out being fun again today. I hope that you guys are excited for a full day of streaming scares, chills and thrills, and goodness. Alright, so first of all, yesterday was a lot of fun. We played Man of Medan on the first stream, and did not finish it. Even though people were saying it's only 4 hours long, that was incorrect. I played for 4 hours and did not finish it yet. So apparently if you actually take your time to look around and look for clues and items and whatever, the game's longer than that. I'm not surprised. Most of the times these game length estimations are completely wrong from what I've experienced. And so, it was a lot of fun, even though, admittedly, the game, in my opinion, it doesn't have as much of a scare factor as Until Dawn, and the reason being is by the time you're at the end of the game, you've pretty much figured out the plot of what's going on, and it's nothing supernatural, which is kind of lame, because you're playing a supernatural horror game, you're expecting horror, and in reality, the only horror that's happening is jump scares that apparently aren't even real things happening, okay? So admittedly, compared to Until Dawn, I would say it's a little bit disappointing because there's no actual supernatural creatures or anything in the game. At least that's my understanding. Okay. But I am liking the campy plot of the game. I'm, again, like Until Dawn, liking how your choices change the interactions between the characters. Your choices determine who lives or dies. And the jump scares in particular have been quite creepy and fun. One of them made me laugh my ass off. So I'm having a lot of fun with Man of Medan, despite the fact that it seems to be getting a lot of criticism for not being as good as Until Dawn. I still think it's a great game, and I'm really enjoying myself, okay? So, what we're doing today on the first stream is we're continuing on with Man of Medan, because I want to finish up my first run through the game, which people are saying it's going to be roughly about another hour to finish up the first run through the game, okay? So we'll see who survives, who dies at the end of the game, and go from there. Then I'm going to start up my second run, and it's going to be called the Curator's Cut, where apparently this is a cut where more stuff is available. There's more items to find. And essentially you can make different choices to change relationships and make different things happen. Like, for example, one of the characters, Conrad, escaped on a boat, and we haven't seen him for the rest of the game. Apparently, if he doesn't escape on the boat, but you keep him alive, he then goes onto the ship and does his own plot line of stuff on the ship, which is really neat. And I think I want to definitely do that for my second run of the game. I think that would be really fun, okay? So that's what we're doing today with Man of Medan. We're going to finish up the first run, see what the first ending ends up being with the choices I made, and then we're going to go into the second run looking for alternate items and alternate plot lines. It should be a lot of fun, okay? Then, later tonight, we're going to continue on with Blair Witch. A game that, if to say it had a slow start would be a massive understatement. That game was so slow at the beginning and was very boring. But once it picked up, it got a little bit better, admittedly. Is it a great game? Nah, not necessarily, but there's been a few things. Fight a monster in the woods, you have to put a flashlight on it to kill it. And even though you don't really kill it, it just runs away. And some creepy atmospheric stuff. It's actually funny because someone made a good point last night. They said the plotline of Blair Witch seems to be turning into the plotline of Silent Hill, where the protagonist is basically haunted by the actions of his past, and the horror is really uncovering the horrible things that he's done and having him live with them, right? Rather than the stuff that's going on in the game. Although, admittedly, there's weird stuff going on in the game. There's time jumps. There seems to be two different time frames. There's the present day, and then there's the future, where things in the woods are more decrepit, and he's finding dead bodies and stuff. Like, he found a destroyed truck that was all rusted. Then he went back in time to the point where it was actually a police truck that had just driven into the woods. So it's kind of confusing in that regard. What's with the time jumps and everything? Will this plot ever make any sense? I have no idea. But we're going to continue on with that later tonight. Two completely different kinds of horror games, for sure. But they're both quite fun. I had a really good time yesterday. I just want to say, anyone who joined me yesterday, the streams were great. We had a lot of fun interactivity during those streams. The jump scares were funny. Like, everything was good. I had a really neat time yesterday on stream, and I'm looking forward to it again today all day long. I hope you guys are looking forward to it as well, okay? So, all day, more Man of Medan, and then more Blair Witch, okay? Tomorrow, we're finally taking a break from the horror stuff. Tomorrow, it's going to be the conclusion of Control, the probable conclusion. The reason I say that is people are telling me there's only about 3 hours left in the game. But as you guys know, I've been looking around for side content and the like, and it's made me play the game a little bit longer. So maybe we'll beat Control today, maybe, or tomorrow, excuse me. Maybe we won't. We'll find out, okay? Then tomorrow night, Sunday night, will be my weekly session of Minecraft chill streaming, where we play about 2 hours of Minecraft. I'm going to do my best to improve upon things that I've been working on. Mr. Papavera made some great suggestions on how to maybe even improve the farm that I built a little bit more. And in addition to that, possibly finally starting up setup of trying to get librarians in the village. But also, the top contributor, whenever I play Minecraft, gets something in the game named per their request, okay? So last week it was Infinite55 who was the top contributor. If he's around tomorrow, which I hope he will be, he'll be able to name something. And whoever ends up being the top contributor tomorrow night will get stuff named after them as well, all right? So, good stuff. That's going to be Sunday night. Monday, I am off from streaming, okay? Now, Tuesday is completely up in the air. Here's why I say this. I don't know if we're going to have beaten Control. I don't know how far we're going to get in my second run in Man of Medan. And I don't know how far into Blair Witch we're going to be. So, without having any of that knowledge, I can't tell you guys what to expect on streams this coming week. What I can tell you is I want to beat all three of those games. I want to finish Man of Medan, Blair Witch, and Control this week. Plus, I want to go back to Grand Theft Auto 4, hopefully, because we are nearing the end of that game as well. And I want to do some chill streaming as well. So maybe some Black Ops 4 Blackout or something else as chill streaming at nights as well. So we got a lot of stuff coming up this week. In addition to that, Gears 5 comes out this week. Gears of War 5. And I have Microsoft Game Pass thanks to a fan who donated it. So I have access to it early, and people are saying it may even be available earlier than originally thought. It may actually be available on Thursday the 5th. And if it is, I'm probably going to play that as my main gameplay stream that day. We'll see if it's available that day or not. All right? Now, in addition to all of that, this week's schedule may be a lot different. I'm not sure yet. Essentially, let me put it this way. I thought that this Thursday night, something was going to be going down that I wasn't going to be able to stream. Now it may not be going down, so I have no confirmation yet. Once I have more information about that, I'll let you guys know. I'm supposed to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I don't know if I'll be here all day Thursday for full streaming or if I'll only be available for one stream, okay? Friday, for sure, September 6th, I have off from streaming because I'm spending it with Kat because it's her birthday. We're going to be spending her birthday together celebrating stuff. Okay, so that's going to be this coming Friday. Yeah, a week from yesterday. Right, so 6 days from now. And then the rest of the schedule for the rest of the month, I'm not sure yet. It's all going to depend on Kat's work schedule. So I will let you guys know about, what's coming up, once we get more information. But what I can tell you is this. I'm going to be doing Gears of War 5's campaign. I'm going to be trying out the online play of Gears of War 5. All right. Later on this month, I'm going to be checking out some other stuff. There's a possibility that possibly I'll be checking out some of the games that I did not play that people are kind of a little bit upset that I didn't, like Astral Chain and stuff like that. I'm getting the Genesis Mini. I'll be doing an unboxing live of the Genesis Mini, hooking it up and playing many of the retro games that the Genesis Mini has to offer. I'll be playing Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. I'll be playing Code Vein. And that's just a few of the things coming up in September. September is going to be a really great month, I get the feeling. Plus, it's Subtember here on Twitch, where subscriptions will be half price all month. There's going to be bonus bits. Every time you cheer, the streamer will get bonus bits this month coming up. Like, there's a lot of positive, good stuff coming up in the month of September. So, I definitely hope that you guys are excited coming up for the fall gaming season, right? It's right around the corner, and I'm excited for it. So, I hope that you guys are too. All right. Okay. So that's the deal, guys, with the schedule and everything going on. Hope that clarifies many things for you. FYI, if I have time tonight, which I'm hoping I will, I'm planning on setting up on my forums, thekingofhate.com, the thread by which you can nominate your favorite moments from my 11 years as a content creator for the upcoming special retrospective event that will be taking place in September, okay? So you guys are going to have essentially maybe 2 to 3 weeks to nominate your favorite moments, whether it's a gameplay through, a video review, a vlog, anything that I've put out over the past 11 years, all right? You're going to be able to nominate those moments, excuse me, for us to watch back together, okay? Pretty neat, right? I've obviously done these before, and I've done 3 of these before, I believe, these retrospective events. Every single one of them has been very entertaining. We end up watching a lot of different stuff together. This time around, all right, I might actually take a few of my favorite moments in playthroughs over the years for us to watch back together. In particular, there's 2 games that I think I would love to watch back with you guys that I think would be very entertaining to watch, okay? So I think I have an idea of some of the stuff I want to watch, but I obviously want your suggestions as well, all right? So please, that'll start maybe today. I'll let you know when that's available on the forums to start nominating, okay? Because it's pretty important. You know, the more nominations we get, the better the event will be. Sometime in September, okay? Outside of that, I'm just trying to think, is there anything else to cover before we get to the next segment of the pre-stream? And nothing is really coming to mind right now. So I think we've covered it. All right. All right, let's move on. Let us move on to the gratuitous plugs segment, everyone. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 11 awesome years being a content creator. In the current day and age, I am a full-time live streamer here on Twitch where I stream 6 days a week full-time. You know, with some exceptions, but mostly it's 6 days a week full-time. I absolutely love what I do for a living. I love the interaction that we have on the streams. I used to be a full-time YouTuber where my content was basically like, I felt like I was sitting by myself offline just trying to make impromptu jokes and commentary and constantly trying to fill dead air. And quite frankly, it was fun, but it got very tired and dated. I felt like after doing that for 6 years, that I definitely needed to mix things up because it was getting stale. And a lot of people were saying, man, your comedy is forced and everything. So when I became a full-time streamer 2.5 years ago, things really changed for me. It became interactive and fun. Our streams became more about us just having a genuinely, organically fun and good time. You know, us having fun conversations, people in the stream chat, reacting to things happening in the games as I'm playing them. That, in my opinion, has grown to be something much more interesting and better than what I used to do on YouTube when I was just an offline content creator, okay? But that being said, because that is who I am and what I do now, I now rely solely, well, I won't say solely, but primarily on contributions from you guys during the live streams in order to make ends meet and pay my bills and everything. You know, YouTube ad revenue is all but dried up. Every day there's some new nonsense that happens on YouTube that just pisses me off. Like, for example, last night I get notification that Blair Witch Part 2, that's right, my Blair Witch playthrough, Part 2 has been flagged as not appropriate for all ages, so therefore it has no ads on it. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, so what it is there's a scene where you discover a dead body. And the dead body, honestly, looks kind of realistic. It's like a brutal murder. And because of that, they it's not suitable for all ages. I'm like, so YouTube cannot tell the difference between fantasy and reality. They can't. They think that a fantasy game that's a horror game, it's themed to be horror, and obviously in a horror game, you're going to have some dead bodies. That's the point of a horror game, right? They can't make the determination between fake and real. So if someone posted up a real dead body, right, that could be demonetized. But if you post up a fake dead body randomly in a video game, sometimes that'll get demonetized too. It's just stupidity. And that's why I literally do not rely on YouTube anymore for income. I can't. Can you imagine if I tried to be a content creator and still relied on YouTube with all the stupid shit that happens? So I rely primarily on you guys to crowdfund my streams so that I can keep doing this, all right? So if you love the fact that I'm here 6 days a week, full-time streaming, you like the amount of games that I cover, you like the way I do stuff, you like the fact that I still put up with YouTube even though I get really almost nothing out of it, the fact that I still upload all my videos to YouTube on a daily basis. If you like all of this and you want to see it continue to be successful, please consider contributing via one of the methods I'm about to mention, as these are how I keep stuff going around here. Okay? One thing I will say up front, all right, even though this is the truth of the matter, is this is the only reason why I'm able to keep doing this is because of your support. Understand that contributions are not mandatory. If you want to just come by and hang out on the streams and have fun and you don't have the means to contribute, that's fine. Don't ever feel pressured like you absolutely have to contribute. I am happy enough to just know that people want to come by and hang out with me on a daily basis. I think it's amazing that at this point people care about me so much that they want to hang out with me and have fun with me like this. All right? So thank you to those who just hang out. But if you absolutely can go above and beyond to support, please do in one of the following methods. First of all, today's the last day of August. That means it's the very last day for you to contribute to my Patreon over at patreon.com/darksidephil. All right? When you pledge to my Patreon campaign, you earn yourself personal perks depending on how much you pledge. One of the best perks right now would be the $20 perk where you're guaranteed to get a question answered live on my Q&A show, Ask the King, that's going to happen in September. Getting your question publicly addressed in a lengthy answer on my show. All right. Now, there's many other perks as well. That's just one of the examples. Please give it a look at patreon.com/darksidephil. Today's the last day to pledge for August if you want to get your perks right away in September. So please consider pledging. And if you are a current pledgee, thank you for that as well. Okay? Now, I also have a Teespring store where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, primarily t-shirts, but there's many other things, including stickers and mugs and all kinds of stuff. So that being said, please give it a look. Anything you buy from my store helps me out, and you guys get a cool collectible out of it as well. All right? That's teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming, by the way. Now, if you're here live on the stream, this is a no-brainer. If you contribute during today's stream, you're going to get some fun interaction from me. If you either cheer with bits or you subscribe to the channel or you tip me, I'm going to give you a shout-out during today's live stream. Some of the shout-outs and stuff we did yesterday during the horror games were really fun. So I'd love to keep that going today with a lot of the fun interactions we had yesterday, okay? Now, there's a few things, a few criteria that I want to cover right up front before we even get started. And the first is that I have to abide by Twitch's terms of service. I can't just say and do whatever I want to do on my streams. They have rules. I have to abide by them, so please understand that. You're asking me to say something risque or do something crazy. I can't do that, all right? Number two, I have a certain vibe and a certain mentality that I like to maintain on my own streams as well. And it is as follows. Essentially, I like to have my streams be a fun and chill place where people can relax and come to hang out, see my honest reactions to video games, laugh at them and react to them, have fun conversation with myself, or fun conversation with other people in the stream chat, and basically just have a chill and fun time. What that means is that we don't want to do things that are going to derail the stream and cause drama, that are going to be toxic, that are going to cause arguments and negativity. Just a few examples would be politics and religion, typically topics we're not going to cover on the stream, unless the game itself that I'm playing veers itself towards those topics. We're really going to cover those because, sadly, a lot of people get a lot of turn off. Oh, my God. Oh, politics and religion. Then they start arguing, and, you know, we don't want that, okay? In particular, detractor content, negativity, toxicity, insults, that kind of stuff, we don't address. There's no point in me talking about it because all it does is give them attention. If there's a direct question about something, maybe I'll address it if I choose to, but it's not something I'm obligated to do. In general, if I hear about, oh, so-and-so said this about you, and this guy stole your content, and this guy's doing this and this and this, I don't give a shit. I'm here to put out a fun and productive gameplay stream. I don't care about the drama happening outside the stream. That's the truth of the matter is when you come to my streams, you're probably looking to escape the drama of your own life and have some fun. You're not looking for more extra drama. So that's the kind of vibe that I try to maintain around here, and hopefully we can successfully do that today. Most days we do, okay? Okay. Now continuing on. As you guys can see, we have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of your screen with top tipper and top cheerer listed. If you are the top tipper or top cheerer of the day, I'm going to put you up there. However, please understand that I am the ultimate determiner of what happens on my streams. I have no obligation to respond to any contribution. I have no obligation to put anyone up on the leaderboard. I have no obligation to do anything. Ultimately, I control my own stream and keep it, you know, under my own jurisdiction of what goes and what doesn't. So please understand that if I don't respond to every contribution, if I don't put a certain name up on there, etc., it's probably because I feel that it's not deemed worthy for the stream, and or it could get me into some kind of trouble, and or it could derail the stream. All right? So please understand, I do my absolute best to give credit where credit is due, and I'm very grateful for all contributions, but sometimes I need to make an executive decision, as they say, on what is allowed and what's not on a stream. Fair enough? Now, in addition to that stream stats leaderboard, at the top of your screens, we also have a cheering leaderboard. All right? And this is to show off those who have been the top cheering with bits contributors for the week, which is awesome. And as you can see, it's already well populated there. Lots of great bit contributions this week. That's going to be running till Sunday night. So we got all of today and all of tomorrow. If you were trying to get up on that and be one of the top 10 contributors via bits of the week, you have a chance to do that. All right, so please give it a look. And we're going to be giving shout outs to those people in just a moment. All right. All right, I think now what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to get to the shout-outs segment of the pre-stream. This is the time where I go through your contributions, and I give shout-outs for them. And we start updating the leaderboard and everything, okay? All right, so we start off with Detection, who gifted a subscription to Nothing Was Taken overnight. Thank you to Detection for the support, and Nothing Was Taken. Congrats on receiving that gifted sub. All right, Turkey Burger did a 50-bit cheer and says, now that you have embraced the Why Am I Toxic meme, there's a cool remix of you using the sound clip. You should give it use during the pre-stream. And then he gave me a link. I haven't looked at it. Maybe I will give it a look. I don't know. Maybe I won't. It depends on time. Today I'm going to be very busy doing a ton of shit between the streams. So I don't know if I'll have any time to look at it today. But thank you for the suggestion. And thank you for the cheer. You're the first cheer of the day. Let me get you up on the leaderboard. And being that he brought that up, for those who are subscribers, you may notice there's a new emote. The Why Am I Toxic emote is now available to subscribers in the stream chat. We're basically, embracing some of these silly memes that people have tried to use, quite frankly, to drag me down over the years. But in reality, I don't think they really do. That one is such a silly one. It's based on something that I said during a Dark Souls playthrough. So, there you go. Why Am I Toxic has been added to the emotes. Continuing on, Darkside Felipe did a 50-bit cheers. Good morning, Phil. Really enjoyed the stream yesterday and looking forward to the conclusion. Is Jasper joining us? Not for this game, as you guys know. Jasper joins us for the late streams. During the daytime, he spends time with Kat while Kat is home. So he'll be spending time with Kat today. And then maybe later tonight he'll join us. It depends, because I know Kat might actually not be going to work today. For various reasons. I'm not sure. I have to confirm with her what's going on. But maybe I could still leave the door open tonight. Anyway, it really depends, because if Kat is home, more than likely she's going to be playing some games. And if she does, then I have to have my door closed, or else you're going to hear Skyrim across the hall. So let's see what happens tonight. I don't know yet. But either way, I'll have the light down real dark again for Blair Witch later tonight. Okay? Okay, continuing on. Fractus Factorum. Can subscribe to the channel. Alright, thank you very much, Fractus Factorum. The goat laugh counter tipped me $1. So you already settled that your laugh does not sound like ack ack and is a negative depiction of yours. What about the goat laugh you fill the dead air with? Is that a positive meme? Do you use it subconsciously or on purpose? Can we say it in the chat? I'm not even aware. I guess it's a meme now. A goat laugh. Okay. How does a goat laugh? I guess I would have to hear that and see if it actually sounds like a goat laugh or not. Okay. I don't necessarily think that a goat laugh is a bad thing, right? I don't think that sounds terrible or whatever. I don't know how a goat laughs. You would think a goat would laugh like a sheep, like meh. I'm pretty sure when I laugh, I don't go meh. Right? Then again, maybe that's not how a goat laughs. I don't know how a fucking goat laughs. I don't have a goat. I think I've seen goats maybe like 4 times ever in my life, going to petting zoos and stuff when I was a kid. But anyway. There you go. $1 tip from Goat Laugh Counter. I really don't give a shit. Seriously, like, this is such kiddie stuff at this point. It really is. Like, the stuff that people do to try to get laughs and try to create memes so that people will this viral feeling of belonging because we all say the same thing. When Phil laughs, we all say it sounds like a goat. And then we feel like we belong because we all have the same hive mind mentality because we're brainless idiots. I mean, okay, fine. Go ahead. If you want to be a lemming, go right ahead and have that hive mind mentality of, because you feel that you have like a meme established that everyone says when something happens on my streams. If you feel like that gives you value, I guess you can do that. For me, that's like incredibly immature, and that's something that like a child does to feel like they have friends. When in reality, most people don't need to do that because they don't feel like worthless, and they don't try to give themselves value by saying, I understand a meme. Especially because I mean, what does a goat sound like? Meh. Okay, that's what I sound like when I laugh. Okay, from now on, I'm just going to say when something's funny, I'm going to go, instead of going, ha ha ha, or ha 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 ha, I'm going to say, meh. That's what I'll do on streams from now on. Okay? And then maybe you'll have some validity to what you're saying. Or you could actually grow a pair of balls and grow a brain and be your own individual and stop parroting things that other people tell you to say so that you feel like you're somebody and actually have some kind of individual like identity, but that, like I said, that takes balls, and that actually takes like self-determination and a feeling of self-worth, and not just following a group mentality. So you actually have to be like a strong individual to do that, and not many people are like that. So there you go. All right, continuing on. Timbo Slice cheered and he said, a lot of games are M-rated these days. Do you and other people wait, I can't even read this. Basically what he's saying is YouTube age restrictions are weird, and age restrictions on videos on YouTube aren't like age restrictions on games. And he's right. Like, there's a lot of M-rated games, right? And they're supposed to be for, what is that, ages 17 or up or whatever? Here's the thing, and this is the truth of the matter, is age restrictions are stupid and don't work. Because age restrictions are based on when someone creates an account on YouTube, they put in, oh, this is how old I am. You could have a 5-year-old who says they're 27 years old, and there's nothing to verify that on YouTube. So all you need to do on YouTube to see adult-rated content is say you're older than you are, and you immediately have access to all of that content. I mean, you have to be a real moron to create an account on YouTube and say you're 5 years old, and now you can't see age-restricted content. How dumb can you be? So age restrictions don't work at all. They're completely stupid. Now, I think where some concern comes in is that age restrictions on YouTube also can limit advertisements. So, for example, if there's a game that's very gory, a game with a lot of blood and gore, or a game that has sexual content, or a game, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking definitely adult-oriented stuff. And those videos get flagged as age-restricted. Now, anyone who's considered old enough to watch them can still watch them, but YouTube will consider them not valid for all advertisers, see? And I think that's a major concern. I think that's actually what happened to the Zombie Go Boom channel that they sued YouTube years ago. I think what happened was in 2017, after the YouTube apocalypse, they just did this blanket release of flag shit automatically. And apparently they determined that the Zombie Go Boom channel that had a lot of skits about like killing zombies and stuff apparently was adult oriented. It was not for all audiences, and they took all the ads off the channel completely. So the channel went out of business, and they sued YouTube, and the dumb fuck judge who got involved in the determination said, oh, well, legally YouTube's not obligated to give you anything. Which is actually completely false, because under California labor law, there's all kinds of things like fair practice and everything, and YouTube is under California labor law, yet the judge was just an idiot who didn't actually want to take any time on the case at all, basically because he didn't like the internet, and said, oh, I'm just going to fucking do a blanket ruling so we never even have to go to trial on this. So it sucks, because in reality, YouTube doing these crazy things could fuck over entire businesses and entire livelihoods just because. And until someone actually takes it to court and gets a judge to take it seriously and stop being a staunchy old bastard that doesn't care about the internet, we're never going to get a real satisfaction out of any of this, and YouTube could just do whatever they want, okay? But I think that's the concern, is what's to stop YouTube one day from saying, every horror-themed game is adult-oriented, and therefore no one can advertise on game playthroughs of horror games. What's to say that every first-person shooter where people die, oh, there's a little bit of blood, that's adult-oriented. Someone got shot, that's adult-oriented, right? I mean, you're talking the vast majority of video games. I mean, how many games don't have that kind of stuff in it? You'd have to, I mean, just taking a look at my dashboard. Okay, Man of Medan, horror game. Although really there hasn't been any like gory deaths or whatever, I guess you could argue it's adult-oriented. Judgment, there's violence in the streets, adult-oriented. Control, people getting shot, adult-oriented. Call of Duty, adult-oriented. Street Fighter, people beating the shit out of each other with their bare hands, adult-oriented. Dragon Quest Builders 2, okay, you know what? That's one that's probably not adult-oriented. Alright? Life is Strange 2, I guess you could kind of argue it's not, even though there's been, in one episode someone got killed. So I guess that would be adult-oriented, but the rest wouldn't be. Madden 20, I guess that's not adult-oriented. That's passable per YouTube's criteria. Mortal Kombat 11, don't even get me started. Fuck that. MLB The Show, I guess, would be acceptable. The Sinking City, I guess during most of the investigation parts would be alright, but if there's any kind of a violent part where you're fighting monsters, that would be adult-oriented. Borderlands, that's pure adult-oriented killing. Sekiro is pure adult-oriented. See what I mean? So, essentially, if YouTube got really stingy about how they did this stuff, the vast majority of video games could be considered adult-oriented. In which case, what could even be monetized of gameplay on YouTube? You see what I mean? Like, it's a slippery slope. And it's really fucking stupid because, in my opinion, what you're talking about is determining the difference between fantasy and reality. And I'll give you an example here. If someone puts a video up on YouTube of gore that's real, oh my god, someone got brutally murdered and here's a video of it, alright? Okay, maybe yeah, that should probably be age restricted, and yeah, there shouldn't be full advertisements on that video. It's a fucked up, gory, disgusting video, right? And, you know, you shouldn't have kids watching it, and advertisers probably don't want their ads on it, okay? But, just a horror-themed video game where fantasy characters, you may find a dead body or whatever, why is that not suitable for advertisements? I'm pretty sure that advertisers advertise on horror movies, on creepy shows. I mean, if this was the case, how could a show like American Horror Story even exist or be popular? No advertisers want to touch it with a 10-foot pole because that's adult-oriented horror, right? And we don't want to advertise on that. There's no profit in that. I mean, that's just stupidity. But that's essentially what YouTube is saying, is that if a game is adult-oriented and it gets flagged for being adult-oriented, now you can't advertise on it at all. But why? That doesn't make any fucking sense. What it is, it's YouTube having a knee-jerk reaction to the fact that advertisers left the site in droves because of automation. And ads were going on every kind of fucking video possible, including really heavily adult-oriented content that advertisers did not want their ads on. And YouTube, instead of saying, okay, we're going to enforce some good criteria now to make sure this doesn't happen, they just did a blanket ruling that anything that's flagged adult-oriented is going to end up not having ads. And that's why entire businesses have gone out of business. Like I said, that Zombie Go Boom channel was a very popular YouTube channel, and it went out of business because of YouTube being lazy as fuck and not actually wanting to work. And that's essentially what it is. And instead of working to find an active solution to the problem, they put a Band-Aid on it. And the Band-Aid doesn't work, and everyone gets fucked. Okay? So, essentially, I understand exactly what you're saying, Timbo Slice. It is a slippery slope, and I don't know what's going to happen. The good news is, as I've told you guys, I really don't get a lot of profit off of YouTube videos. I get some, don't get me wrong, I get some, but it's nothing near what I used to, and it's certainly not my primary source of income. So, if this whole thing exploded overnight and YouTube went out of business, I mean, I would just have to find another way to make up for that little bit of income every month, but it's not a huge deal. If anything, it would just be worse for my viewers, because a lot of people can't attend the live streams, okay? But, essentially, YouTube just keeps fucking their website up more and more. Nothing you can do about it. And I agree with you, Timbo, that I think it's really fucking stupid that you have all these games that could be considered adult-oriented, but because YouTube can't determine the difference between fantasy and reality, that now these videos get demonetized. It's just stupidity, and YouTube is just that dumb. Alright? They're a very dumb business. They're not very good. Let's just put it that way. Here we go. Timbo cheered again, and he said, You have games like Mass Effect that make you have and grow a romantic relationship. It's not good for people in real life to not play those things. Wait, what? I don't even know what that means. All right, Timbo, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Let's continue on. Variable ZYX to the 50-bit cheer. He says, seeing his control and the horror streams aren't working out too well, will you now get either Astral Chain or Remnant? Variable, what in the holy hell are you talking about? Both control and the horror streams have been doing fine. All right, I don't know what you're talking about at all. You just stated something that's completely factually incorrect. The streams this week have been doing great. I have zero complaints. People are enjoying the games. There's a good variety. Interactions are great. Contributions are great. Everything's great. So instead of trying to absolutely outright lie, maybe you should try to present facts. Because the bottom line is you want to see me play Astral Chain or Remnant, and I get that. But lying about it isn't going to make it happen any quicker. Okay? Okay. Turkey Burger cheered and said you rely on donations from fans, which I don't have to give you. When we ask for things like DSP tries or a special event, you make excuses for why you can't do it or put it behind a paywall, kind of hypocritical. I've never put DSP try it behind a paywall. Never happened. That's a lie. Special events, I do based on sub goals, which you guys asked me for. You guys told me stop doing Patreon goals and do sub goals. So you can't have it both ways. You know, I used to do one way. People said, well, we don't really like the patron stuff anymore. Change it to be sub goals now, and that'll motivate people to sub, and we'll have a fun community of people subbing and stuff on Twitch. So I did it, and now you're telling me that I'm hiding it behind a paywall. Turkey Burger, you are an idiot, and you are now permanently banned from the chat because you're obviously just a shithead, and you're just trying to derail stuff so you can go fuck yourself. Warren Pooh tipped me $1. He says, I got timed out for saying, give me money. Can you tell your mods to calm down? They make speaking in your chat feel like walking on eggshells. It's no fun when they're band happy and take their job too seriously. I agree with you, but at the same time, saying give me money in the stream chat is probably not a good idea. It's probably really fucking stupid. And maybe you should wise up as well and take some responsibility for doing something really stupid in the stream chat. So what I will say is this, I agree with you. You probably shouldn't have been permanently banned or whatever. Actually, you weren't. You were just timed out. So you know what? I agree with the mod situation. They did the right thing. They didn't ban you. They timed you out, which is what should happen when you're being an idiot in stream chat. And hopefully now you learned your lesson and you won't do it again. Thanks for the $1 tip. So this is a pretty good pre-stream because basically we're laying down the law and these idiots are finally going to, understand what it is to be, mature adults, I guess. I don't know what else to say. There's a bunch of whiny, petulant stuff here on pre-stream. This is pretty good. Continuing on. Eternal Napalm did 100-bit cheers. Says, now that you have a cat, it's time to get a reptile. I recommend getting a ball python. They are friendly and very docile. Well, not to say that Kat and I don't like reptiles because we go to pet stores and we interact with the animals there. We actually like some of the lizards and stuff that we see. But there's a couple reasons we probably would never get a lizard. The first is their diet is weird. Some lizards eat bugs and stuff. And we don't want to have bugs around the fucking house. I need to maintain a diet of crickets and shit. It's like, ugh. Now, I don't think ball pythons eat that. But I'm just saying, like, some of these lizards are cool. But you have to freaking have, these weird foods around the house that I don't think that's kind of weird. All right, it's kind of yucky. Have fucking live crickets and stuff in your house. Number two, most of these lizards need a certain climate to be maintained, whether it's a certain humidity or a certain temperature. Some of them need heat lamps. Some of them need like these special drip things. It's very complicated. And quite frankly, complicated is the opposite of what we want. When we have a pet, we want something that's simple, something that's fun, something that's loving, something that we can interact with, and it's not going to be a ton of work. And it seems like reptiles are some of the tougher pets to, maintain. So, in that regard, that's why we probably would never consider, having any kind of a reptile pet, okay? Thank you for the suggestion. And certainly I'm not saying, hey, having that kind of a pet is bad. If you are the kind of person who feel like you can, handle having a lizard and, maybe some of his extra life requirements and diet and everything, that's cool. But for us, Jasper's awesome. He does his thing during the day. He interacts with us, has fun with us. He's easy to maintain. He's, an relatively inexpensive pet. and it's perfect for the house. He gets maximum use out of the house. Another thing, like having a pet that can wander around the house and have fun versus a pet that's just stuck in a cage or stuck in an aquarium or whatever all day. You know, that's the kind of pet we were looking for. Like, I've had hamsters before. Hamsters are cool, but hamsters are stuck in a cage all day. Every once in a while, you can take one out and play with it, but in reality, they just sit in the cage. While Jasper can go all around the house, do whatever he wants, have fun. He's a really cool pet, okay? Ducky Smurf says lizards are way more expensive, too. I think initially purchasing the lizard is more expensive. I wouldn't know anything about the care of the lizard, like how much the food or anything costs, because I never had one, okay? That's correct, Rumpelstiltskins. Jasper kills bugs. He kills you're right, he kills spiders. What's funny is we keep finding dead bugs in the sink, because what it is our sink obviously has some moisture to it. And when a bug gets into the house, it wants to get to the moisture. Well, Jasper hangs out by the sink and flattens the bugs. We keep finding flat bugs, like they've been turned into pancakes in or around our sink, which is good. That's a good thing. Those bugs don't get to go around and repopulate in our house because Jasper gets to them first. So that's a pretty damn awesome thing. Okay, Combat actually says the heat lamp in itself is already a constant money sink. Oh yeah? It costs a lot of money to run one of those heat lamps, huh? See, I wouldn't know. That's interesting. I actually never even thought. I thought the heat lamp buying it would be a concern. I didn't think that actually maintaining the heat lamp running would be a big deal, but apparently it is from what people are saying here in stream chat. That's interesting. Huh. All right, continuing on. Rick Grimes Dimes, to me $1. He says, funny you skipped 2 of the best games of the year because they're Switch games. Is it because you have an agenda against Nintendo? Why would you not listen to the demand of your viewers and at least play Astral Chain? Truth of the matter is, I didn't even know Astral Chain was a Switch game. I had no idea. It wasn't until someone brought it up here on the stream chat the other day that I even knew that it was. I had no clue. I thought it was cross-platform. I really did. I didn't know that Platinum Games was only making it for the Switch. So your point is completely invalid, Rick Grimes. As for the other game you're mentioning, I don't even know what it is. What's the other Switch exclusive game that I skipped? I don't even know. It's not Remnant, right? Remnant isn't a Switch exclusive, is it? I don't even know. To me, that's not the concern at all. I could care less what console the game's on. It's the style of game didn't really appeal to me. What is it? Fire Emblem? People are saying Fire Emblem. Oh, okay. See, again, I didn't even know that was a Switch exclusive. I really didn't. I had no idea. So your point is moot. It's completely false. Listberg cheered 50 bits says, I don't think Zombie Go went out of business. They're still uploading. Really? That's good then. Because at least from reading their lawsuit implied that essentially they had to downscale their business, lay off a ton of employees, and that their Zombie Go Boom channel was no longer profitable. Like they weren't making enough money to maintain their business anymore because YouTube demonetized all the videos on the channel. That's what their lawsuit against YouTube said. So if they are still around and making videos, great. I guess like they had, if I remember correctly, I think they had more than 1 million subs. You know, 1 million sub channel getting everything demonetized is pretty fucked up. But that's good to hear. Hopefully they're able to make ends meet and they're still going. Okay. Russian Love Machine Cheers says, what do you think about streaming websites having competition like DLive, Mixer, etc.? Would you move to one of them if support and popularity for Twitch dies down like how most went to Discord from using Skype? I've addressed this before. I'll address it very briefly. I like Twitch. I like the features Twitch has. I think that Twitch has some of the best features for monetization, like for example the sub emote stuff, the cheering and the promotions they do with discounted subs and cheering bonus bits and things like that. And let's face it, Twitch right now is the #1 streaming site. All right, it is. It's the #1 streaming site. Now you can't argue with that and say, well, other sites are on the up and up. You're right. You know, I think Mixer got a boost from Ninja going there, but right now Twitch is the #1 streaming site. Make no bones about it. You want to do this for a living. You got to try to do it on the biggest place, right? And if you can't, then you try out other stuff. For me, it's worked. You know, it's working. 2.5 years. I've been an interactive streamer. The streams are great. They're profitable. I can maintain a business. Everything's working. So I would be very silly to say I'm going to throw all that away just on a whim trying out another business. See, here's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. When you're in a partner contract with any of these businesses, it's a no-compete. And that means you can't go and do partnered streaming and or any kind of advertisements on another website. So if I were to leave Twitch and say, I want to try out Mixer for the week, Twitch would say, you're welcome to go try Mixer and run ads and do the stuff over there to make money, but if you do, you're out of our partner program. That's how it works. You can only be on one at a time. And that's why I can't dual stream. Some people say, why don't you dual stream? Why don't you stream on both YouTube and Twitch at the same time? It's against their rules. Both sites have rules against that. And you could be potentially kicked out of, you know, any partnership or ad program or whatever at any time for doing that. Okay? So that being said, I like Twitch. I have right now I have no problem. I know some people have these issues with Twitch. I don't have issues with Twitch. The one issue that I've ever had with Twitch was they kicked me out of the sponsored game streams. And I still think that's fucked up, and I still completely staunchly disagree with it, that they punished me for the actions of trolls, not because of anything I did wrong, but I was punished because of troll actions. I completely disagree with that, and quite frankly, if I really put up a stink about it, I'm pretty sure that I could probably get something done about it. However, I just enjoy being where I am. I'm not going to rock the boat when I have so many other positives here on Twitch that I don't want to risk or throw away just because of something that potentially could have made me some extra money got taken away from me. You know, and that's something that comes in time. Like, if I were younger, I probably would have lost my mind and screamed and yelled and stamped my feet and got all angry about it. And not to say I'm not upset about it, I am, but I just enjoy doing what I do, and I don't want to risk that, you know? So I just kind of accept it, and I say, whatever. But you're right. If anything ever fell apart with Twitch, if Twitch did something that really I felt was wrong, and I wanted to, you know, I can't work with this business anymore with what they're doing, or if somehow, you know, the monetization options got screwed up or something, you know, would I ever consider going somewhere else? Yeah, I'm not married to fucking Twitch. You know, I enjoy being here. I love working with their business, but I'm not 100%, you know, I'm not in some long-term contract with these guys. I'm considered an independent contractor. My contract with Twitch is that I am able to create content on the website daily. I'm able to run advertisements on the videos that I put up here that make money. I'm able to have things like the cheering enabled and the subbing enabled where Twitch takes a cut and I get some. You know, all this is enabled through the partner program, but it's all at will, meaning at any point I can terminate that agreement and I can go on and do somewhere else if I feel like that's a better opportunity. Right now, I know Twitch is my best opportunity, but maybe in the future that'll change. We'll see. All right? You got to have an open mind about this stuff too, right? Kate cheered 190 bits. That is the top cheer of the day. Let's get Kate up on the leaderboard, and then we'll read what she says here. Okay. XO234. There we go. 190 bits. And Kate says, happy scary Saturday. I'm mad that the brother in Man of Medan got killed. Please save Iceman. Yeah, I obviously wasn't intending to kill anyone, but I had no idea that actually doing a positive action with one character to make them survive could actually result in a negative action for another character. I didn't understand that, and now I kind of get it. So it's a lot different than actual QuickTime events in other games of this type before. It's the first time that's ever really happened. So, interesting take, and I guess we'll see moving on, you know, how further that happens. Timbo Slice Cheers says, I paid $500 for a German leatherback bearded dragon shipped to me. It's not hard to take care of older reptiles, and food is cheap. The only issue is if temperatures get too low due to a light going out and you don't realize that they can die. Cats are by far the most simplest pet to have. They can take care of themselves. That's right. You know, essentially, you have a clean litter box. You give the cat food. You make sure it has clean water, you know, and some toys and stuff to occupy it, and that cat can be fine and independent. You know, in particular, Jasper likes a lot of interaction and love, which we like. We like that about him. But, right, you know, it's not, oh my God, we have to constantly be monitoring this pet for certain levels of humidity or heat and all that. It's not like that. Jasper, very simple. Very simple and very fun and very loving, and that's why we love him as a pet. M5NSX did a 100-bit cheer and said, I like turtles. I've actually heard turtles can be some of the more difficult pets to maintain because, again, water has to stay clean. Temperature, I think certain turtles need heat lamps because they need the sun as well as go under the water. So it's kind of like the extremes. And then they also have like a specific diet. So, well, I'm glad to hear that you like turtles. Jessica Tim, cheers, hope you're doing fine today. I really enjoyed your Medan stream yesterday. Couldn't stay for Blair Witch. What do you think about it so far? Let me put it this way. Blair Witch is not a bad game once it starts going, but the first, segment is incredibly boring, and you wander around in circles until you finally find this cave. And once you find the cave, then the story actually advances. But the game gives you no indication you need to find the cave. So if you just stumble upon it, great, you could get right to the meat of the game right away. And I didn't. I spent like a good 45 minutes wandering in circles looking for this stupid cave that I didn't even know existed. Okay? Once the game picked up after that, it got good. There's a lot of creepy stuff going on later on in the game that I like. But on the Xbox One, the game runs terribly. It is so poorly optimized. There's frame rate constantly chopping up. The graphics, the pop-in is terrible. The what do they call it? The textures don't load right away. So your dog runs up to you and it looks like he's made of Play-Doh. And then all of a sudden it looks normal. It's like, what is going on in this game? It's just really badly made in that regard, at least on console. Now, I've actually heard that on PC it's the same. And apparently on PC, people are so pissed off about the game running so poorly that they're mass demanding refunds on Steam. They're like playing and be like, oh my god, it's like the worst looking game ever. And they're demanding refunds. That's a big shame. That's a big shame that they fucked up the game. And now, you're at a point where people will not experience a game that might actually be good just because it runs like shit. Okay? By the way, warning everyone, bottle crunch. Ready? Okay, there you go. So there you go. Yeah. The game's not bad. Now that I've gotten, a couple hours into the game, it's actually gotten a lot better. There's supernatural elements. There's monsters hunting us. It's pretty neat in that regard. It's fun, and I'm looking forward to more tonight. But it's kind of sad that a lot of people won't play it now because the game runs like shit. Okay? And yeah, I agree. It runs like shit on the Xbox One. So, there's a trade-off, I guess. Did everything correct at a 50-bit cheer. He says, have you ever considered going to the gym now that you're pretty much 40? First of all, I'm 37. I'm not 40, but thanks. He says, you should be more active. You're right, I should be more active. No, I haven't considered going to the gym. I don't have time. I'm here working all day, every fucking day. And then when I'm not working, I'm doing stuff offline with my wife or with Jasper or just stuff around the house. My one day off a week, I spend going out and spending time with my wife that I don't get to see most of the week. So maybe if I didn't work as much, I'd be able to go to the gym. But I can't because I work too much. It's that simple. All right, a few things. Excuse me. Much better. Okay. First of all, I would like to give a shout out to the top cheerers of the week. Because as I said, we're running down to the nitty gritty. I've got one more day of streaming today and tomorrow, and then that's going to reset. So let's give a shout out to the top cheerers of this week. In 10th place, we got Timbo Slice. In 9th place, The Last Rambo. 8th place goes to Silas Darko. 7th place, RFHC5. 6th place goes to M5NSX. 5th place is Philly Buckeye. 4th place, Jadov. 3rd place, Slie. 2nd place, Vash7342. And sitting there nicely in 1st place after that ridiculously generous, cheer last night, 7,000 bits, is Heaving Earth. So thank you for all of that. Now, I just received a $1 tip that I get the feeling is some kind of a troll. I don't know why. Let's see. I don't know what this means. Here, guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type this into the stream chat, and you guys figure this out. This is the person. This person just tipped me. All right. So I just typed something into the stream chat. This person just tipped me. I have no idea what the hell that says or means. If you guys could try to figure that out before I put it on the leaderboard and get in trouble, I'd appreciate it. Okay? Because I definitely don't want to put it up there and then I get in trouble for putting something there. I don't know what it means. Okay. Sounds good? Alright. So FYI, guys. Oh, thank you, guys. See, they figured it out. It was a troll. Thank you. See, I don't know. Haha. I don't know. Thank you for that. Now now it's been figured out. Okay. Hold on a second. Ugh, this is annoying. All right. Here we go. So, thank you for the $1 tip, dickhead. Which is what I'm going to call you now. Thank you, dickhead. All right. So anyway, what I was going to say was the best way to contribute today, guys, during the live streams is to tip me for a couple reasons. First of all, there's many games coming up this month that I'm going to have to purchase. It is the hardcore gaming season, after all, coming up here. And anything that you tip me can go towards buying stuff for the business, including buying all the games. But in addition to that, this is now the toughest time of the month for me. This first week to 2 weeks of every month, I have to pay a ton of bills. All right, it sucks, but I just have to. And it all unloads my bank account. I don't get paid by Twitch till the middle of the month. So any tips that you give me via the streams, I'm going to put towards bills. It's going directly towards those bills, okay? And everything else is great. If you guys want to cheer or sub, pledge to my Patreon, etc., all those things help. But those all have a processing time until I get any positive benefit. By tipping me, I get those funds right away, and I can put it towards bills immediately. All right? So please consider tipping me today as the preferred method of contributions, if at all you can. Tipping helps me more than anything else. There's 2 ways you can tip. Below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. Okay, guys? Thank you to anyone who does tip. Thanks to anyone who contributes in any way, but tipping is helping me more today. All right. Let's see here. Darkside Felipe says, have you ever owned or ridden a horse? My name Felipe is the Spanish variant of Phil, which derives from the Greek adjective Philippos, meaning friend of horses. Never ridden a horse. I don't know how on earth you think I would have owned a horse. I'm not, I didn't grow up on on some kind of a ranch. My parents aren't like wealthy landowners who had like, a menagerie of animals, and they got me a horse when I was 5 and I learned how to ride. No, none of that happened. Okay, hilarious. Godzilla tipped me $5. He says, really enjoyed Man of Medan stream yesterday. Let's see how it concludes. I agree, Godzilla. Thank you. You're the top tipper of the day. I can finally get this giant stupid name out of there. So thank you very much, Godzilla, for the support. Biggest tip of the day. What we can now do is let's check on sub count. We're at 628 subs. Excellent. By the way, guys, I just want to forewarn everyone. We're going to see a big dip in subs soon. Just so everyone understands this, that it's not a bad thing. What happened was at the very end of July, that last day of July, we had a big sub bomb that came in because we were at the final day of July. It didn't look like we were going to hit the sub goal. And then all of a sudden, boom, a couple of very generous people came in and gifted a bunch of subs. If I remember correctly, it was like between 40 and 50 subs in one day. And then we hit the sub goal. So that's why we did the Rageathon this month. Okay, but those were all gifted subs, and those are going to expire. So just to forewarn everybody, probably tomorrow, or even over the course of today, we're going to see a significant dip in subscriptions, and that's okay. In fact, as I told you guys, the sub goal for this month coming up in September is going to be Halloween event. What I'm going to purposely do is wait a few days before we set up the sub goal for the month to see what the subs dip to, so at least I can set the sub goal as something realistic rather than saying, oh, we have 628 subs, let's make the sub goal 675 subs, and then boom, we lose like 100 subs in a day and there's no way that it could ever be reached. You see what I mean? So let's see what happens. Okay, all right. All right, M5NSX did a 100-bit cheer. He said, was there even enough free land in Connecticut to own a ranch? Oh, there are. See, here's the thing about Connecticut. It's a very weird place. There's certain parts of Connecticut that are like inner city, ghetto places. Just being very honest. Like if you go to Hartford, Connecticut, it's kind of like living in New York City light. It's very heavily populated. You know, people don't even own cars. They just take public transportation. There's ghetto areas around this major city. It's like that, like very heavy like that, all right? Then there's parts in Connecticut that are like suburbs that are a lot different. And it's a mix of various different, you know, living conditions or whatever. Different income levels, different races, everything. Then there's actually farmlands and stuff in Connecticut. And there's places where people actually own big ranches and livestock and stuff like that. And then there's the really, really ritzy part of Connecticut where all the rich people live. And I'm not kidding. There's probably a couple hundred rich people that live in Connecticut. But because they're all like multimillionaires, some of them are billionaires, they bring the per capita income up of the state so high that the taxes are sky high. So literally a few hundred people ruin everything for everyone in Connecticut who's normal. Because taxes are sky high because these rich people decide to live in their mansions in these really ritzy parts of Connecticut. All right? Pretty stupid. And that's why I don't want to fucking live there anymore. And that's why I don't. For 5 years I've been out of there, thank God. Okay? Okay. So, I think that is it. It looks like I've now addressed all contributions. I want to say thank you to everyone. The pre-stream was a little bit longer today. We had a few more contributions to address and everything. So now, it looks like what we're going to do is end the pre-stream. I'm actually going to very quickly go use the restroom. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Darkside Felipe just did a 200-bit cheer and said, obligatory highest cheer message. So thank you to Darkside Felipe. You are actually the top cheerer of the day. With that 200-bit cheer. Thank you very much for that, Darkside Felipe. That is much appreciated. Okay. So we got you up there on the leaderboard. Now it seems like that is the end of the contributions for today. At least on the pre-stream. So now we're going to end the pre-stream. I'm going to go use the restroom really quickly before we get started. Obviously, it makes sense to do that before playing a horror game, right? And then we're going to come back and we're going to finish up my first run through Man of Medan. I've heard I've got roughly about an hour left. We'll see how it ends. And then we're immediately... Wait a minute. Timbo Slice just did a 50-bit cheer and said, wait a minute, not yet. All right, thank you, Timbo Slice, for that 50-bit cheer. I appreciate that very much. All right. Now it seems like things have calmed down. So like I said, I'm going to go use the restroom. We're going to finish up the final hour of Man of Medan, and then we're going to start our second run where I do all the alternate choices. We're going to try to make different scenarios. Wait a minute. M5NSX just did a 100-bit cheer. I said, wait a minute, where's our wait a minute emo? And wait a minute. Okay, so it's not Darkside Felipe, it's Darkside Philippe. Because he just did a 50-bit cheer and said, not being funny, my name is actually pronounced Philippe. So Darkside Philippe. There you go. That's right, Felipe wouldn't have the extra P. Felipe would be the Spanish spelling. I guess Philippe is a different spelling. So it's Philippe. Darkside Philippe. There you go. Alright, I received a $1 troll tip. So thank you for the $1 troll tip to the person who gave me that. I'm not going to read your message because you're an idiot. But thank you very much for the $1 troll tip. I appreciate that. Alright. Alright, so now it appears contributions have now dried up. So now we will take this short break for me to go use the restroom. And then when I return, we're finishing up the first run of Man of Medan. We're going to start the second. I doubt we're going to finish the second one today, but I'm thinking doing alternate choices, you know, completely different dialogue, doing different things differently, may add many scenes. Maybe we can find different collectibles. You know, the curator's cut is the second run through the game, and I'm curious how that affects stuff, right? Sounds good. So I guess we'll see. All right, guys. Thank you very much for a great pre-stream. Let's end the pre-stream, and I'll be right back in just a couple minutes with Man of Medan. All right, I'll be right back.